Don't blink. It's your blink. Welcome to the controversial. You guys are doing well. So having a wonderful day on this 10 April 2025. Today we're going to be talking about an important subject. Yesterday I made a video about why we don't give up. And it's weird because when I made that video, it was kind of like I was giving up, right? There's a lot of talk of, okay, well, it's not perfect. Okay, well, I'm not getting what I want. Okay, well, I'm looking for a job. There was a lot of talk of that, right? And at the end, I noticed that I wasn't referring to myself as somebody that is a content creator. I wasn't referring to myself as a person who saw themselves being successful or even to long term, right? And I even mentioned this as a hobby, right? But then, what is a content creator, right? Now, a lot of people will say, hey, there's no result, there's no success, right? But what is a content creator? I think the right question is, what is a painter? Because if you understand what's a painter, you understand what's a content creator. If you understand what's a musician, you understand what is a musician. If you understand what it's a sculptor, you understand what it is, right? Now, the beautiful thing about this is for all these three, the musician, the sculptor, and the painter, you can kind of figure out what is the job. We all have a similar description of what it is. A painter is somebody that takes a paintbrush and paints. A musician is somebody that plays music, and a sculptor is somebody that sculpts, right? And we all agree on that definition. However, as a job, we don't necessarily agree. Are you supposed to make money? How many paintings did you have to sell? How many years did you have to be a painter to be considered a painter? How many galleries did you have to be involved with to be a true painter, right? So the context of being a content creator, I think it's very vague, but the perception and the understanding and even the description of it in my book is very different, because to me a content creator was somebody that used to live out of it. It's like, well, every single day they'll make content, they'll have brand deal, they'll do different content, and then they'll be able to survive, right? But then this description changed. This description became, okay, well, maybe this is not what we're thinking. Maybe it doesn't matter how many videos you do, because even then, this last year, I was making 20 videos a day, and I still felt like 20 was not enough, right? Was it because I didn't see myself as a content creator? Was that secretly why? Was that secretly the source of insecurities, right? The reason as to why we're so insecure. But then when you understand that content creation isn't a paycheck, content creation isn't based upon values like, I don't know, based on value like, I don't know, it's complicated. Based upon values of success, but it's just a figure of speech or a train of thought, like a painter. Like, for example, you look at Picasso, look at Van Gogh, right? Look at really, really popular artists, and they weren't known for this. Well, possibly during their lifetime, but they were really popular when they were dead, right? Elvis still sells CDs. Michael Jackson still sells CDs. Michael Jackson was the prey of so many media, right? Now, was there truth what he did? Was there not truth what he did? I don't know. I'm not gonna be pronouncing myself something that I don't know. But at the same time, when you understand that content creation as a whole is a different thing, and it's odd because people don't like the word influencer, right? But then, what is an influencer? What is a content creator himself? I think it's a person that So, for example, right, a painter, a person that paints, right? A content creator is a person that creates content. But what is the definition of content? That's where it's wavy. That's where it's vague. What is the definition of content? Is there a true definition? Is there a preconceived notion of what's a content creator? And the answer is, I don't know. And that is the beautiful part of it. It's the beautiful part. The beautiful part of it isn't, well, I think it's that and this and that and this and that. That's not the beautiful part. The beautiful part is, I don't need to be successful. I don't need to be I don't need to be the best. I don't need to even be one of the best. I only need to be average or above average, right? And I realize that my definition, content creation might have changed. Doesn't mean it's bad. And your definition of content creator might have changed. Doesn't mean it's bad either. So that is where this confusion, but also a sort of understanding, a sort of revelation of, well, as long as I'm doing what I want, and as long as I call this art, I'm happy, right? This video, is it art? No. To me, is it content? Yes. Does that make me a content creator? Well, we just created this video, which therefore makes us a content creator. And then, even then, you ask yourself, Nobody's gonna ask you, what are you doing? So, for example, what are you? People ask you, what are you doing? You're never gonna hear somebody says, I'm a successful content creator. You're gonna hear I'm a content creator, right? And that's where it's crazy because there's different levels of success. There's different, like, there's a hierarchy of the reach that you have, and it's odd to me that they're all falling in the same category, right? But then you think about a painter, you think about even a chef in a restaurant. Doesn't matter what you're cooking, doesn't matter where you're cooking, doesn't matter how big is the kitchen, doesn't matter how popular is the restaurant, you're still a cook. And that's where the information is. Anyway, love you guys, take it easy. Peace.